Welcome back. This is another video about Bitcoin and the cryptocurrency market, and today I'm going to be talking about what is happening to Bitcoin. In front of us, we see over the last 2 weeks, Bitcoin has gone down about 22% from a high of $69,000 on November 10th to a low just today or yesterday around $53,500. So is this the end of the Bitcoin market cycle? Is everything just going to continue to crash down lower from here? Well, we're going to look at the long-term perspective. Here we see the last year worth of price history for Bitcoin, and we can see that actually we're not really dramatically down any more than we have been several other times. It's very common in Bitcoin to see 25 to 30% crashes in the price. So common that we've seen them 3, 4, 5, 6. This is now the 7th time in just the last year. So this sort of price action is normal. In fact, in the last video, I talked about why I was expecting one to come in shortly, because I'm of the belief that we're doing a 5-wave pattern to the upside, that now we're looking for the bottom of wave 4 to come in, and particularly we want it to stay above or hold the height of wave 1 and then go on higher one more time for wave 5. And I actually think that might be the end of the Bitcoin cycle. But I don't think this is the end of the Bitcoin cycle. And there are a few reasons. One, because I think this will be a 5-wave pattern to the upside. 2, because it doesn't reach some of the targets that I picked out in the last video. And as long as we hold this price around 52,800, I believe that the integrity of this chart will remain pretty strong for the short term. A lot of people were looking for an ABC correction to come in. We talked about that in the last video, how we had an ABC correction and then we would have another ABC correction to come in before 5 more waves to the upside. However, you see that since it recovered there a little bit, it's continued to crash 5 more waves down. And then again, people thought that this would surely be the bottom. However, it's crashed down once again, which is causing a lot of fear in the market. And that's always how it works. People aren't afraid of the little dip, but then it keeps going and it keeps going. And the people with weak conviction, weak hands, end up selling down here near the bottom because they're just afraid that it's going to go down and down forever. I put out my video here saying that I think Bitcoin's only going to go to $72,000, $85,000, somewhere in there. Is $69,000 good enough? Sure, it could be. And if we don't hold this level of support, then maybe $69,000 will be the top of Bitcoin. But I see some optimism here based on some charting patterns that I have seen before that tell me we're getting close to, if not already at the bottom of this whole wave down, and that the prices are going to be turning around pretty soon. And that is a specific 7-wave pattern that I've seen come up again and again on different charts that you can consider a crashing structure. And so if we're counting waves, that would be 1, 2, 3, 4, and then the 5th wave of this crashing structure is always a 5-wave pattern in itself. So that puts the 5th wave down here, and then wave 6 will always come up into the height of wave 4, and then it'll crash back down one more time to take out this low and go lower one more time before correcting to the upside. And I don't have time to go into many examples of when this pattern shows up, but you can see it did happen in XRP going into 2021. That happened to be the bottom after a 7-wave crash down that took out 80% of the market value. It happened in Bitcoin in July, June through July, and that happened to be the bottom of Bitcoin before moving higher. And it even happened to the US dollar chart, the DXY, back in 2017 and 2018, and that was the bottom, and it hasn't gone below that since then. So back onto the current Bitcoin chart, we see this pattern showing up here with a 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 waves down again. Wave 6 rolls back up into the height of wave 4, crashes down for wave 7. And as long as we stay above this area here, we'll keep this support from back in September. So Bitcoin is still in an uptrend. Don't be confused by these last 2 weeks of bad price action. However, like I talked about in my last video, I think that it's not going to stay in an uptrend for very long. I showed that we're creating a very large 5-wave pattern that is going to be coming to completion sometime soon, and that we should expect, after a very large 5-wave pattern up, a very substantial A, B, C correction back down. I also showed that the bull run from 2013 and 2014 predicts how high we might go this time, to roughly the same range of $85,000, and that if we take a full Fibonacci retracement from the last bull run, it gets us out to about $73,000. So short term, I'm not super bullish on Bitcoin. I think that it's only got maybe, what would that be? From these low levels here, maybe a 35 to 58% run left to it. And that would be similar to repeating just one more wave up, would get us a little bit higher than that, into the 90,000s. But all of that together suggests we're probably not going to see $100,000 Bitcoin. That doesn't mean you can't find ways to predict $100,000 Bitcoin on these charts. For example, just doing a Fibonacci extension from these prices in the past year will get you out to $176,000. But I want to go back to Bitcoin's last bull run and show what happens at the end of the cryptocurrency market, because this isn't just a Bitcoin market. There's thousands of different cryptos. I think the whole cryptocurrency market is worth something like $2.5 trillion right now, and Bitcoin only makes up about half of that. So this is Bitcoin back in 2017. It reached its peak on December 17th of 2017. And you can see just from 1 year beforehand, it rose up 2,400%. But what happens when we start comparing Bitcoin to some of the other cryptocurrencies that were around back then? So like Cardano. You can see that Cardano came out in September of 2017, and it underperformed Bitcoin for quite a while until the end. And then it wasn't until actually after Bitcoin topped over here on December 17th that Cardano really started to outperform Bitcoin. As Bitcoin was heading into a bear market, Cardano continued to skyrocket past Bitcoin by many thousands of percent. Let's add Ethereum. You can see Ethereum also not only outperformed Bitcoin after Bitcoin topped, but was doing really well before that as well. We have Sia Coin, Dogecoin, Litecoin, Dash, XRP. You see Bitcoin down here, the bars, it's the worst performer. By the time Bitcoin tops, all of these other coins are skyrocketing in price. And that happened at the end of the 2013 cryptocurrency market as well. And it also happened to a lesser extent here in the middle of the 2017 market cycle as well. You can see how all of these coins are outperforming Bitcoin during that time period. And then here, over the last 2 years or so, you can see how Bitcoin again has led the show. And then what we're waiting for is the end of the cycle where the altcoins really take off and surpass Bitcoin in terms of percentages gained. There's nothing that guarantees that all of these altcoins will go, but you can see that one at a time they have been taking off. You can see Ethereum, you can see Cardano, and Chainlink. We saw that with Ethereum Classic, which in April broke out from the pack of the rest of the altcoins and went on a parabolic rally. And now we're waiting for the ones that haven't really taken off yet. So where is Bitcoin? As best as I can tell, we are finishing up wave 4 in a 5-wave pattern that will get us out to the top of the Bitcoin market before experiencing perhaps a multi-year bear market. However, in these next portions of the Bitcoin bull run, I believe that the altcoins will be what truly outperforms Bitcoin. That's not financial advice. If you do want to hear more about altcoins, how to look for what ones to buy or when to sell, or you have other questions about cryptocurrency or Bitcoin, please feel free to leave them in the comments. I can either respond or I can use them to make different videos in the future. Thanks for watching. Like this video if you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next one.